TvP Valkyrie's like in the top 50 GM, but
Hmm.
honestly, I find some of the like a player like Iridescent, from our clan, I find him a lot better a player. Maybe I just had really like I lucked out a little bit in the games. I don't know, but I find it's really just who ladders more. I find, but anyone at GM level, they're good players.
Yeah, I agree. But welcome back, everybody. We do have some serious live tournament action coming at you. Now, I'll tell you right off the bat, this matchup happening this early in the brackets right now is actually a little scary to me because, I mean, this is a best of one still. This is a very short tournament,
Yeah.
and I would rather see a best of three between these guys than a best of one. But we are not going to be able to do that. It is best of one, and so let's introduce our players. We do have RSVP from Team Complexity taking on NMxTapeless. Oh man, I'm getting chills. And we do have one of my favorite players in the entire world, Giraffe, on the line with us right now. Giraffe, so how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing phenomenal. And so Protoss versus Terran here. I mean, RSVP is ranked 2 on the American Grandmaster League, right? And
Yeah.
taking on Tapeless, who is top 25 on the Korean server. I mean, it doesn't get much more high powered than this.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, PVT is a really hard matchup for Protoss. It's just like how ZVT was very hard for a while. When now it's people are starting to figure out kind of ways to beat it. But I still find PVT is a really really tough matchup. It's one of the ones that I'm getting more comfortable with it, but I used to just hate it. I used to almost want to just forfeit in tournaments when I was against a Terran player.
Oh wow.
Because it is a very hard matchup. But so I do think Tapeless definitely has a chance in this game.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Well, and Tapeless, I mean, the last let's see, what was it, last week we had our pro tournament, and they went to the finals together. So this is kind of a
Yeah.
revenge match in a lot of ways for Tapeless. In fact, he said that very thing. He says, "When's the next tournament that RSVP is going to be signing up for?" That's what he asked
Yeah.
me. It's like, I'm going to
Yeah.
take him down. So I mean, he wants this really bad, and I don't blame him. I mean, to take out RSVP is pretty good stuff, and he's trying to to show what he's worth on the American server, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure.
But so I mean, a best of one here that is going to be very difficult, I think, for a Protoss player who may
Yeah,
not be very familiar with this map.
it's difficult, and it's a tough map too for Protoss. It's like Tal'Darim. There is a ramp there, but it's hard to get to that point against Terran because lots of Terrans like to one base. It's a very tough map for Protoss. In PVZ, PVT, everything because you can force fast expand on it, but it's not that comfortable of a map to force fast expand. Mainly because the back by the middle is very wide. There's just a lot of things. It's difficult. The open base it makes it really tough for Protoss players. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think Tablis does definitely have the map advantage. You know, RSVP does have his Nexus down first, which will help unless some early pressure comes. Looks like a Reaper's coming out, which is very strong on this map. Lots of places to jump up and down. Can be very annoying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I agree. Now, Tapeless, what do you think his go-to strategy is thus far? I mean, sitting here looking at it, he's only on one gas right now. He's taking a one Rax expand. And, I mean, do you think he's going to go for a Bile Ball here off 2 base?
At the moment, it looks like he hasn't taken a second gas. He's putting down another barracks now. He's getting that early Reaper out. So, oh man, it looks like we have a proxy pylon in the back here. That could do some damage.
Mm-hmm.
Tapeless doesn't see it either. Yep.
In the meantime, we've got these Marauders trying to work on this poor pylon, and this pylon's going to go
Artosis
down.
pylon could go down.
Oh, no.
Way back. That's tough to deal with.
Yeah, well, that was a lucky snipe there for Tapeless. I think that's definitely going to serve him well going forward here. I mean, check the units lost right there. He did lose both of those. There wasn't much reason to back out there, I guess. Those Stalkers probably would have been able to hunt him down since he did not have that concussive shell. But, I mean, my goodness, that was a great snipe. That's definitely going to be slowing RSVP down. And now you can see him warping in units up here at his proxy location. In the meantime, Tapeless is going to be working on an orbital command there and a bunker that is going to be out of position for this attack. So how do you think this is going to go? I mean, do you think RSVP is going to be able to do the damage that he needs to with this backdoor attack here?
Yeah, you know, he's a little bit behind in probes, and you know, cybernetics core is unpowered. Not that that's a big deal at this point anymore. Looks like we have a little bit of pressure. Oh, this could do a lot of damage, actually.
Yeah, you can see TvP's pulling a lot of SCVs here to try and hold it off. He is going to snipe one of those stalkers there fairly quickly. Going to toss these guys in the bunker. Yes, he is. He saves
very
those.
Well played. Very well played.
Yeah. And then going to bring them out here in just a moment.
Shell is going to help a ton, too.
Finally got that complete, and that is definitely making the difference right now for TvPless. TvPless putting down another bunker here in a great position.
Yep. Stim just about to finish. I'll help those Marauders a lot.
Yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful defense, I think, from TvPless, especially when RSVP is really putting a lot of pressure on him right now. Well, this bunker does get denied here for just a moment, and you can see RSVP pulling together. It looks like 4 stalkers, one zealot at this point, and TvPless falling back here. It looks like is going to be flying his orbital command out of the way, but here comes the main attack. You can see him trying to utilize this bunker as much as possible here, but man, this is difficult to hold off. Oh, the tech lab going to go down too. Good snipe there. RSVP working on this wall, and it looks like now notice that he's attacking the supply depot and the barracks. Now, is that purposeful, do you think, here, or do you think it was a mistake?
I don't know. I would take down the supply depot, try and supply block him, but at this point,
TvPless does pull some more SCVs. It looks like he is trying to hold this off immediately, get his opponent out of his base here, but that's 4 stalkers still to deal with here, and my goodness, it looks like that supply depot may even burn down if he doesn't get over there to repair it soon. Oh, doesn't matter.
And if you notice in his base, he's been increasing the probe count. He's now up 31 to 22, and he was behind a lot.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yep, very, very good play right now from RSVP, taking out the engineering bay. I mean, yet another good snipe here from RSVP, and looks like he is poised to even take this win down, I think, if in this attack. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I think he's far ahead. Whether or not this wins the game for him, he's far ahead right now.
Right. Here comes all the SCVs. I mean, this is the time where TvPless has really got to make this happen. Otherwise, he's just going to fall too far behind. Because now look at all the mining time that he's losing here.
Yeah, I think TvPless really thinks this is a 4-gate kind of all-in pressure or something. I don't. But you know, the problem is he's making probes behind it. He's now up at 36. He's doubled in workers. It's a tough situation.
Yeah. I agree. Now, TvPless down to 18 SCVs. Of course, he does have some mules. That's going to be helpful in trying to bridge that gap economically that he's just, man, it's just hurting him right now. But RCP now on solid 2 base. He's going to start transitioning into a probably a better DPS here in just a moment. And let's see, do we have anything on the way yet? No. Yeah, oh yes, we do. Haha. It is going to be robotics. So probably going to see some Colossus here as my guess. Is that what you're guessing at this point as well? We do have some forges going down.
You know, he knows he's ahead in tech, and so there's no really, you know, it's hard to keep up in tech when, well, actually TvPless is keeping up. He does have a starport down, which surprises me, but he's so far behind in workers.
Yeah. Yeah, and that worker count definitely going to hurt him. So, I mean, right now he's just got to turtle up a little bit, play very defensively if at all possible. And, I mean, it's a tough row to hoe against RSVP, I think, at this point. RSVP, one of those guys that's got such great map presence, such great, you know, metagaming. He just understands what his opponents are feeling and thinking to the point where he can just counter them with very minimal scouting. And it's really, really good stuff. Missile turret here for TvPless, too, so he's trying to prepare for everything, I think, at this point, don't you think?
Yeah, you know, you gotta be ready for those DTs at any point. Missile turrets are really cheap. Why not put one down, right? Just in case.
Yeah. Now, he is moving out across the map here. I'm interested to see what he's going to try and do with this relatively small force. So he's got double medevacs here in tow. And, I mean,
you know, this could do actually a fair amount of damage. All he has is sentries up there. He takes those sentries out.
Decent force fielding there, but it looks like he caught RSVP off guard just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. That really could do a lot of damage, actually. With those medevacs, it's really hard to take those units down.
Yeah. Wow, stalling mining here. He looks like he is going to get the snipe on this Nexus.
Oh man, he could be coming back here. You know, I think RSVP got a little greedy. He's taking a very very fast third,
Yeah.
teched a lot. He got out 6 sentries. You know that's good to get out, but in the you do it when you feel comfortable. It's when you feel you can get up the energy. You know, if he would have got out a few stalkers and just 3 sentries, he could have done he could have done a lot better against that push. I don't like how Tapeless is pulling back. I think he feels that he's actually ahead in expansions right now, but he really isn't.
Right.
Oh, he sees it now. I'd like to see him do a little more pressure.
Yeah, it looks like he is turning around right now. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying this just shows how Terran's never really that far behind. You know, he was 36 probes to 17 SCVs, and now he's ahead again. You know, like it's amazing how with just such a small amount of units, 2 medevacs worth of units, you can completely pull ahead.
Right. Yeah.
Now,
It's very
part of it,
true.
of course, is due to greediness of our SVP, but at the same time, small unit amounts for Terran can work very well.
Right. Now we did have +1/+1 complete for RSVP. I mean, this is great upgrades for him at this point. So upgrades wise, we do have but the +1. I mean, look at what Tapeless has been able to do, especially with enduring that very very heavy pressure early in the game. I mean, he still has been able to get out the upgrades that he needs. I think +1 is really going to serve him well here. And he's he's about to have his +1 armor done for that infantry as well, and that's really nice stuff. In the meantime, it looks like he is going to be sticking to the 2-base play. He's got plenty of racks out right now, so it does appear to be solid ball play here for just a little while. Do you expect a transition out of him?
Yeah, there's no really reason to transition out of it, though. It's one of those things, Terran can just keep massing up that bio ball, and they can do so much damage with it, and there's no really end game for Terran units. There's no really... With Protoss, you need to get into that High Templar, you need to get into... Well, not so much Archons, but definitely High Templar, Colossi kind of thing. It's so important, right? You got to keep switching back and forth. When Terran can really just Marine, Marauder, Medevac, and they're fine, It's one of the nice parts about Terran, definitely, is the fact that you can just keep pumping out the same units, and they'll always kind of be pretty strong. Of course, you have to get Ghosts, you have to get Vikings and stuff to kind of counter, but, if you don't see any Colossi on the field, you can just keep sitting back and getting Marine Marauder.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Now notice we do have RSVP going for some Zealot legs, man. Some charge going down. He is chrono boosting that out. Going to be working on, let's see, armor level 2 as well. And we never really saw this robotics facility be used quite yet. So it looks like he's probably going to be going for, I would guess, Charge Lot Archon at this point. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's a good build. Doesn't look, no Colossi are coming out. I don't know. I feel he does need to get kind of a High Templar or a Colossi kind of unit out, or else it's going to be really hard to deal with that Marine Marauder ball. Because Charge Lot alone isn't enough. It's they just won't do enough damage, especially with a lot of medevacs out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just there you go. Templar Archives going down right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
also,
you just have to have that DPS unit in your mix-up as Protoss against that Bile Ball.
Also, you see Ghosts are already coming out, so you kind of preemptively knew that High Templars were coming out, which is it's kind of pre-deciding that already. But EMPs are good against any Protoss unit, not just High Templar. They're strong against everything that Protoss has, so why not get them, right?
Right. Well, it's such a great point, especially with the possibility of storms in I mean, if he can EMP those, the potential for storms, I mean, that's really going to save this Bile Ball. I mean, there's very few things that destroy a Bile Ball faster than than storms, but he is going to be denying the third here, so this is great, and this is a nice looking push here. So RSVP is supply block too, and that, I mean, this is not going to serve him super well right now.
Yeah, losing all his probes. Now he's behind in probes. First time in the game, he's behind. And it looks like he's just going to go for a counterattack, and he kind of has to at this point. He has a very small army, no DPS units. He just has like 10 charge lots, which really will not do much at all.
Oh, and look at this. This is going to be a big engagement here.
All the charge lots behind the units. Very bad engagement, unfortunately.
Yep.
But, he does have a little bit of surround with some Archons. Oh, that could...
Couple Archons from the back, not bad. Tapeless kiting like crazy there to try and make that happen, huh?
Yeah, it looks like he might make it happen, actually.
Tapeless is going to have to evacuate that position.
I hope to see him bring his other... He has a large army there, but it doesn't look like... Oh, the snipe. You know, at that point, I would have just fought. You know, it's not a very big army against him. He could have sniped at least 3 or 4 stalkers. And, you know, he has an army back in his main. He could have easily flanked him with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think there maybe just been a little bit of nerves there in that matchup. I think, you know, playing RSVP can be kind of a nerve-wracking thing in and of itself. But, I mean, this is a good tournament match here. TvPless definitely wants to be taking the win down here today. I know he's talked to me a couple times about it. And do you think that maybe that some of that pressure is starting to show in that? I mean, that seems like a little bit of a mistake there, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you'll see he's not taking the gold when he really needs to. He has, not to mention, he has 13 SCVs, mining 1 mineral patch. You know, little things. He's taking the gold now, but, you know, if you have the command center right there, why not take it? You know, it's a little bit different with Protoss. If we want to take it, we need to be ready to secure it, you know. But Terran, they can just put it down, and if it doesn't work out, pull it back, you know.
Right.
So no reason to not at least try and get it as early as possible.
Yeah, that's a great point. And he does have this. Now he's going to be protecting this forward position here. But RSVP is retaking his 3rd base now. I do like, the one thing I must say for TvPless at this point is that he's done a great job keeping RSVP on 2 base. And you can see that really starting to hurt him. The main is really mined out at this point. There's only 1 patch left with 80. And then the natural is not too far behind when it comes down to it here. I mean, it's getting fairly low. And so, I mean, RSVP has to take this other base. But at the same time, TvPless is kind of in that same position as well. Now, oh, wow, he went straight for Planetary Fortress here.
You look at the income tab, too, 3,300 to 1,300 for TvPless right now. Yeah. Ridiculous lead. You know, and that's what mules do. You know, you drop 6 mules and your income will, you know, triple the opponents. Yep. And that's the nice part. The longer your command center aren't mining, it's not really a bad thing because, you know, you drop down 4 mules, and there you go, economic lead again, right?
Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, you're absolutely right. But look at this, another command center here going down in the center of the map for TvPless. Do you think he's going to put that over there at his 3rd position where that zealot is, or is he going to keep that there in the center and make that into a planetary fortress for defense?
Yeah, I have no idea. You know, like could be taking an expansion, but honestly, a planetary is not a bad idea. Planetaries are ridiculously strong. You know, they're cheap and they're strong. You think about it, they're the cost of what, 2 or 3 cannons, but they're a lot more powerful than 2 or 3 cannons.
That's for sure. It's the best tower in the game, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, honestly, I'm really surprised why more Terrans don't just set them up as, not a wall, but, like, put them near maybe a Zel Naga, kind of just to keep control of that. Like, yes, of course, the Protoss player can go take it down, but they're going to lose a lot of units taking it down, you know?
Right, yeah, even if you're not repairing it. I mean, it's one of those things that it's super cost effective. Go ahead.
Because when do you see a Terran player getting, a Protoss player getting air against Terran late game? You know, sometimes maybe a little bit early for a cheese or something, or a little bit harassed, but very rarely you're going to see Void Rays at the end of the game, right? Because they're going to get one shot. So, you know, why not build planetaries? Oh, anything to catch a few stalkers out of position, it looks like. Yeah. All the High Templars getting EMP'd. You know, that's the problem with High Templar. The Storm, everything's just going to get healed. But those 3 High Templar are definitely not getting healed.
Right. I mean, the best thing you can do with them now is go for some Archons, but not doing that. So right now, those units are not worth anything.
Oh man, but he's getting the 6 around.
Oh, good
my
storm
goodness.
there.
2 huge storms. It's going to cost them the game right there. You know, just bad positioning by TvPless.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So far ahead. Such a strong, like, you know, it's too bad. It's too bad. Simple things like that. You know, just getting a little bit, you know, not thinking about your positioning very well. It's a bad place to engage, and
yeah,
right really now it looks like it's definitely going to cost him the game.
Yeah, because unless he can mount I think RSVP really is going to have to make a mistake himself to bring it back into TvPless's favor, and TvPless is going to have to capitalize on it in a big way if that even should happen. But now that RSVP is going to be on secure 3 base mining here for just a little while, even with that 2nd base, they're going to be mined out relatively soon, but still, that's 3 bases mining, as well as one of them being the gold. Now, he's in a great position to dominate this game for the next couple, I don't know, 20 minutes, if it even goes that long, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is good stuff. TvPless, I mean, he's going to have to camp next to this planetary, but look at this. I mean, the gold, with those mules, you can mine out a gold expand here that's only got, it only has 5 mineral patches, so it mines out extremely quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. You know, TvPless, he's been given the lead several times now. well, not really given the lead, but as Terran, it's easy to come back in a lot of ways. Small Marine Marauder balls can do a lot of damage, and he's gotten the lead back many times, and he should have been able to take the game there. I feel if he would have had a little bit better army positioning.
Yeah, he just lost a medevac full of units there, and here we go. He's going to cruise in here to deal with this planetary fortress. Got to get some heal down on that sucker right away. Looks like it might go down pretty quick here. Wow.
Yeah. Oh man, sniping 2 High Templars with a lot of energy. But Table over and over running through the storms. He has tons of ghosts, but he's just not EMPing. He's EMPing those Archons. But I think the nerds are just getting him.
Yeah, and there it is, the GG. Wow. I mean, RSVP really flexing his Protoss muscles there, I think. Sad to see Tapeless go, but you know what? Congratulations to RSVP. We love that guy here at Alt Starcraft. And, he did pretty stinking good at MLG.
Yeah.
He got pretty far. But I think that's going to set him up. I mean, Tapeless was one of his biggest worries, I think, in today's tournament. So he should be dominating the rest of this bracket till the finals here for just a little while. But we'll be going into another game here in just a little bit. So thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Don't alt tab. Always alt StarCraft. We'll see you guys here in just a bit.